Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm the mom of Justin Bieber the talking cat. He currently knows over 40 words, and one of my most frequently asked questions is how I taught him emotions and other abstract concepts. I'm going to talk about that today. So if you're familiar with the concept of talking pets, you might know that pets learn what each button means through association. For example, you press the outside button and you take them outside, or you press the play button and then you play with them. But how do we teach something that doesn't have an action or an object associated with it? How do we teach a concept like love you or mad? First of all, if you're interested in teaching your pet how to talk, I have a training tips playlist to help you out. And if this subject is something you're into, I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel. I'm new to YouTube and it would really help me out. So without further ado, let's talk about teaching emotions. So like I've mentioned before, outside and play are some of the most popular words to start with. Not only are they highly motivating to most pets, they're also pretty tangible. Press button, open door. The third recommended button to add after outside and play is actually already an abstract concept, and that button is all done. We use all done to let our pets know that the buttons aren't these unlimited magical wish granters. For instance, if they've already been outside and they're still whining to go out, we press outside all done. All done tends to be a pretty easy concept for most pets to grasp. Whether or not they respect it is a different story, but it's actually really common for pets to start using all done to tell their owners to stop doing something. Almost right away, Justin started using all done to tell me to get off the phone, stop watching TV, even to try to get visitors to leave. You'll see videos like this all across the talking pet community. It's pretty universal that pets are able to take the meaning of all done and apply it to any relevant situation. I'm talking about this because all done isn't an object or an action. If anything, it's the lack of an action. We teach it through context. Your pet will hear all done in instances when they've already done an activity, they're asking for it again, and they're seeing you say no. They're reading your body language when you say all done, they're watching you go back to whatever you were doing before, and they're learning, okay, so that's what all done means. We're also teaching it by combining it with a word they already know, like outside all done. Okay, so maybe that makes sense for something like all done, but what about mad? Do you yell at your cat? No. Let's talk about teaching 3 common emotions and abstract concepts: mad, ouch, and love you. So mad was the first emotion that I taught Justin, and he loves it. He picked it up right away, he uses it all the time, confirming everything we already knew about cats. So it's really obvious to me when Justin is mad via his body language. His ears go back, his tail is swishing, he's usually glaring at me. Context helps me know when he's angry too. He tends to get mad at me when I'm not paying attention to him, when I just said no to him. You get the idea. When I decided to add the mad button, I waited for a time that Justin was visibly mad to introduce it. I added it to the board, I modeled it for him, and from then on, anytime he seemed mad, I would press Justin mad. Similarly, I would say mom mad if Justin was misbehaving for attention or biting me. He's a bit of a bad boy. Just like all done, I helped teach mad by combining it with words that he already knew, like his name or my name. By naming the emotion whenever it showed up, it didn't take Justin long to start using the mad button for himself. He mostly uses it to describe his own emotions, but he's used it when I've been grumpy once or twice. The mad button is helpful for us because it lets me know when something is really bothering him. Even if I'm busy, if he presses mad, I like to go over and offer him some reassurance. Ouch is another button I get a lot of questions on. It's an important button because it can help our pets let us know if they're in pain. So ouch is a little different because we don't want to wait around for an illness or an injury. Instead, we can teach ouch through mimicking pain. For example, I could pretend to walk into a wall or stub my toe, make a big production out of it, and then say, "Mom, ouch." You can also press ouch in circumstances like if your pet doesn't quite land a jump, if they fall off the furniture, if they get carried away playing and they run into a wall, things like that. And again, you want to press it with the added context of your pet's name, like Justin Ouch. If Justin presses ouch unprompted, I'll usually respond by giving him a little exam. I'll look in his mouth and his ears, I'll check his paws. I try to remain neutral when I'm doing this because I don't want him to start using it for attention. I'll also look for other context clues that he might be sick, like has he skipped meals, is he having litter box issues? Pets have already successfully used ouch to let their owners know about illness or injury. Bunny the dog, for example, pressed ouch when she had a thorn stuck in her paw, and Lexi the husky let her owner know that she had pancreatitis using the ouch button. Thankfully, Justin hasn't had to use the ouch button in the context of an injury yet, but interestingly enough, I do notice him pressing it when his feelings seem to be hurt sometimes. Sometimes if I'm not paying enough attention to him, instead of saying mad, he'll say ouch. I've seen other people in the talking pet community talk about the same thing with their pets too. I'm not really sure what to make of it. It could be attention seeking, but we also use the phrase hurt feelings for a reason. All we can do is pay attention and do our best to interpret the situation using the context that we have. Love you is one of my favorite buttons. I get a lot of questions on this one too. To teach it, I just pressed it whenever I would otherwise be saying it to Justin. If we were cuddling, if he was being particularly affectionate, if I was greeting him after coming home. I get asked how to distinguish the love you button from the pets button, which makes sense because the response can be similar. The answer is that pets is just an action. I only respond to pets with petting. Love you, on the other hand, I could respond with snuggling or kisses or just a sing-songy voice. Pets is an action, but with love you, I'm trying to match a mood. Justin uses love you to get my attention, as a greeting, and most often to butter me up before asking for something, like permission to eat birds. It's pretty common for pets to use love you in place of please. I really recommend the love you button. There's nothing like when your pet uses it for the first time. I've seen the emotion buttons trigger some pretty heated debates on social media. Debates about whether we're reading too much into this, whether animals feel emotion the same way we do, or whether they can feel emotions like love you at all. I'm a hobbyist, not a scientist, and Justin is my pet. I've had him for almost 7 years, we've been communicating non-verbally this entire time, and I'd like to think I'm pretty fluent in reading his cues and body language. I definitely believe we have enough of a shared emotional experience to communicate it. At the end of the day, I'd rather be wrong than not try. The concepts I've talked about today can be expanded to any other emotion or abstract word you can think of. The most important things to keep in mind are always try to match the context and use the word in conjunction with words your pet already knows. I'd love it if you could like this video and leave a comment down below if this was helpful or if you have questions, and go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips, tricks, and training videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have happy or mad conversations with your pet. Bye!